My girlfriend, 26 female, said I, 29 male, wasn't prioritizing her when I cancelled a weekend away. My girlfriend and I had planned to go away this weekend. I have paid for the hotel, which is non-refundable, and we've each paid for our own travel costs, which is only £20 each. Unfortunately, I received some bad news yesterday that my mum has been diagnosed with cancer. I don't live in the same town as my mum, so I can't just go over whenever I want, so I told her I'd come over as soon as I could. I told my girlfriend we'd need to cancel our weekend away as I needed to go and see my mum. She asked if I had to go this weekend, and I told her yeah, since I need to see her as soon as I can. I said we can rearrange and do it another time. She mentioned the money that's been wasted, but I pointed out most of it is my money anyway, and my mum is more important than the cost of a hotel. She said there's nothing I can do anyway, but I just told her that I can be there to support my mum. I asked if she'd seriously prefer we go away while I'm worried about my mum, just so she could have a weekend away. I told her to go with a friend if it mattered that much to her, but I'm going to spend the weekend with my mum and brother. She said I was being unfair not considering and prioritizing her, but I just said after the news I've had, my mum comes before a weekend away. How would you handle this? Too long did not read. My mum got diagnosed with cancer, so I cancelled plans for a weekend away with my girlfriend to go and stay with my mum. My girlfriend got annoyed and started complaining about the money that had been lost and said there's nothing I can do by visiting my mum anyway. Holy moly, this is one of the most selfish, entitled things I've ever heard. Why are you with her, if she's this self-centered? Dump her. I'm serious. Your mom got a cancer diagnosis and all your girlfriend can think about is missing out on a weekend away. This screams selfishness and insensitivity, and shows that she's not a reliable partner when real life shit happens. This girl is either incredibly insecure or incredibly selfish. Any normal person would understand canceling a holiday if your mum has literally been diagnosed with cancer. And if travel was only £20 return, it's not like this was the trip of a lifetime anyway. If your girlfriend actually liked you, she would be asking how she could support you. If she saw you as a long-term prospect, she would be looking to take this opportunity to ingratiate herself with your family. It depends why you're with her, but honestly, I would take this opportunity to be rid. Not prioritizing her when you've just found out your mother has cancer? I'd set her free by canceling my portion and that's it. She'd be on her own and blocked. What a mole. She is incredibly selfish. Her only question should be, do you want me to come with you to see your mom, or do you want time alone with her? Dump her. It's obvious to anyone but a moron that you'd want to be with your mum at this time. My boyfriend said if I were a man he would hit me. Does he want to hit me? 26, F and 28, M. Lately me 26, F and my boyfriend 28, M, we have been having the hardest time and arguing at least 5 times almost every day because of a girl from his past who he was still following even after we have been dating a year. Every time I asked him to unfollow her he would tell me that she is his friend, but later I found out that they had a thing and they liked each other, and the first picture the girl sent him was her bikini picture. I would cry and ask him to remove her, but he didn't. Tonight when we got into an argument he told me he doesn't mind losing me and that he would have hit me if I were a guy. He even called me a ugly bee. We are in a long-distance relationship. To answer your question, yes, he does want to hit you. He literally said he would if you were a man. Good news though. Because you are in a long-distance relationship, it's a lot easier to dump and move on from this sack of shit. You need to cut contact and thank your lucky stars you are in a LDR. This man is abusive and you deserve better. He is telling you exactly who he is. Believe him. Get help. Get out. Abusive relationships. Fortunately, long-distance abusive relationships are a lot easier to escape from. PLs listen to them. Let him go. I don't see anything good coming from this relationship. The disrespect is enough without him saying he would hit you if you was a man. Why are you wasting time arguing with this chump 5x per day instead of getting out there and meeting someone who is actually nice to you? Move on. My 37M boyfriend won't propose to 32F me? I, 32F, have been in a relationship with 37M for almost 12 years. Backstory. He is ambitious and striving for his dream career, so we have been doing long distance for a good 5/6 of a year. He always makes the effort to come see me. Because of money and other factors we are not living together. We have had trials and tribulations like any other relationship, but we have decided to move on and be happy. We had a serious conversation today because we are getting older. He wants to have children, not planned but sort of. If they come they come. I expressed I wanted to be married and made an honest woman and then have children. He says he wants to have lots of money before he can propose to me in order to give me the biggest beautiful ring, the biggest engagement, the biggest wedding, everything big. He wants to give me everything. Mind you, while that is a beautiful gesture and romantic love letter, I am not asking for that. I rather marry in my backyard and have a slim gold band as my ring. It's more than enough. I've never dreamt of my wedding. I also have never pressured him into marriage nor given him an ultimatum because I always wanted it to happen organically. So, his response at the end was that it was not as important to him as it was for me to get married, and he isn't looking to get married or propose anytime soon unless he's been successful and has lots of money. Children was more the goal and not marriage because again, we are getting older. Children require a steady flow of income, so I don't understand his logic at all. I know not all relationships are the same, but I know when men want to marry a woman they don't wait. It doesn't matter how little they have in their pockets, that man knows when he wants that woman by his side. And when those men know, they ask those women in no time and marry them. I've personally known men who have asked in months' time, including my own parents. He has recited several times the first 3 years of our relationship that I had potential. Nothing was ever said since then until today. You're 32. You've given this relationship 12 years. He's almost 40. If marriage before children is important to you, I would end it and move on. You're not even living together or in the same city. You deserve more than the crumbs he's offering you. So you are good enough to be the mother of his children, a guarantee commitment of at least 18 years, but not his wife? What kind of backwards logic is that? Having kids is the bigger commitment. What you want it more than fair. You can have a husband or you can have this guy. It doesn't, however, sound like you can have this guy as your husband. While all I know of your relationship is this post, and it's a mere sliver, two things stick out. His supposed high standards make proposal time a moving target. He can afford an impressive ring now, but in 5 years he will be able to afford an even better ring, and 5 years after that. You want different things. You want a simple heartfelt ceremony. He wants wealth and spectacle. This will apply to marriage and parenthood as well. You have been together a long time, but this doesn't need to be the permanent course for your life. Good luck. I am going to be blunt. You have wasted 12 years on this person and you know it. He will never marry you and he will continue to make excuse after excuse for why he can't marry you. You know this, but now you are petrified at the thought of moving on because of how much time you have invested into this person. He has recited several times the first 3 years of our relationship that I had potential. This is just appalling and should have been your first and final red flag with him. If you want children of your own, you need to end things with him immediately and start looking for someone who will actually value and love you. 12 years? You are not in a relationship. He is breadcrumbing you for whatever reason, and none of those reasons are good. Here is your opportunity to prove me wrong. Tell him that you are ready to move to wherever he lives and start living together. After 12 years there are 0 reasons for a 37-year-old man to say no to that reasonable request. Don't believe me? Check back in 2 years from now and tell us what has changed. SMH. Nah, that's ducking crazy. 12 years bro, you should have been gone like yesterday's. This shit a nightmare. 26 female. Feel disgusted by him. 26 male, advice PLS? In a relationship with my boyfriend for 7 months now. Saw he follows a page on Instagram where a woman is posing in pictures that are almost nude. He liked her most recent picture and I brought it up to him that it feels disrespectful to me. He says her photos are like art to him. They do have sort of an artistic angle to them with the posing and clothing or lack thereof, but the woman is truly basically naked and posing sexually. And he didn't intend to disrespect me. He unfollowed the page, but I still feel disgusted by him. When he touches me I can't help but think of him sexualizing her. I cannot understand why he couldn't just scroll past, why he had to publicly do that. He thinks I'm being too hard on him since it's only the first time I'm bringing it up. I think I shouldn't have to bring this up to a grown man. Now I feel sick around him. What is everyone's experience with an issue like this? Is this an overreaction? Will I eventually get over it? You aren't going to get over it. You're going to keep looking for things you don't like and you will end up hating each other. Just end things amicably and consider it a lesson learned. Be upfront about expectations and allow the guys you date to do the same. If ideals don't align, find someone else. This is the wrong approach. The correct approach would be to communicate to him that you don't date men who follow sexualized content on social media. And then you allow him to decide if he still wants to be one of those men or not. If he continues, then you move on. I know it sounds harsh, but take all your emotions out of it for a minute and understand that unless he decides for himself that he doesn't want to be one of those kinds of guys, this will constantly come up and it will just eat away at you every time. No argument necessary. No justification necessary. Obviously 7 mallions, it's still pretty early in your relationship. However, if you're getting disgusted this early on, I'd say leave and take it as a sign that he's not the man for you. Firstly, him doing this behind the scenes isn't right, and especially if he knows you don't like it, it's a big red flag and very disrespectful towards you as a person in your relationship, whether it was his intention or not. However, he did unfollow, which is a good thing I guess, but the way you feel right now and how you view him isn't a healthy environment for you. It's 7 months in and you're already disgusted. Throw in the towel. He's not the one for you. People gotta stop monitoring their partner's every move. He unfollowed after you asked. Any partner you have is going to find other women attractive. The important part is whether or not he's cheating, but following Insta profiles is not cheating in any normal sense of the word. You're setting yourself up for failure in all your relationships if looking at racy images once in a while makes a man undateable to you. So he doesn't have a porn addiction, he isn't subscribed to multiple female accounts, he hasn't shown infidelity, and he's a good boyfriend based on you not mentioning anything other than this. It's like some of you Redditors are actively trying to find a way to villainize your partners to make your life shittier. If you find him disgusting, get rid of him. He doesn't deserve your hate.